Hello and welcome to this week's Modern Toy Fair News, the weekly show that talks about toys. I am your host, Michael, and this week I am joined once again by my co-host, whose family left the show on repeat so he could keep his job, Jamar_Games. How are you this week, Jamar?
I'm doing really great, Mike. And I have to admit, I didn't look at the intro. So had we not had a little mishaps, I would have been truly surprised what you said there. But yeah, I'm doing really good. Doing good. How about yourself?
that I'm pretty good. I'm
That's
I'm a
good.
little under the weather, so this is going to be an interesting experience to see how well this goes. My voice is already pretty strained after an hour of talking about toys, so let's see if I can make it 20 minutes.
I didn't want to start off with a joke like that already, but go ahead. We'll continue. I'm gonna at least wait till we get into the show to start that. Oh
Damn
God.
it.
Oh
If
no.
you were new to the show, the way it works is that we talk about the news for the week that I deemed worthy of the next hour-ish of your life, and then we go talk about our weekly purchases, and then we hope that you come back next week. So we're gonna get right into it, as always, with our McFarlane starting points. First, we got images of the upcoming 7-inch Warhammer 40K Blood Angel Hellblaster with an artist proof variant version of it as well, and an artist proof version of the Adepta Sororitas Battle Sister.
What'd you say?
I think that was English. I don't know.
That was actually pretty good.
We've talked about these things before on the show. They're really cool looking. I I've only seen like dudes play them at a local card shop I used to go to back when I played
Mhm.
Magic, and I could never get into it because I suck at painting. So trying to paint itty bitty little men wasn't gonna work for me.
Okay, so that's what I was initially thinking. When I think of Warhammer, I think of like, with the big
The
thing,
miniatures.
yeah, miniatures, right?
hmm
So do these figures come gray and then it's just your imagination? Or is these
So,
are just the pre
so you've got they have normal releases that do have
Okay.
colors already
Okay. All
painted,
right.
um, and then they have basically variant versions you can purchase that are the artist proof, where it's just all gray. So
Hmm.
theoretically, the idea would be that yes, for people who are huge fans, could then paint it and customize it to look like
Yeah.
theirs that they actually use, um, which is
Thanks
really
for
cool.
explaining that, because
Yeah.
not all of us out here are just, in the shit.
I'm just again.
No,
This is
I'm just
I'm
joking.
just assuming. I really have no fucking idea of if that's what people are actually going to do with these. Me and Nate had a
Yeah.
long conversation about like I don't even know if there'd be a market for something like this, and he was the one who was kind of like, well, I feel like if you're into painting the 40K characters, you're probably going to want the gray ones to paint as well. And I'm like,
Right.
that makes sense. Like I can't imagine not wanting to do that if that was my
Yeah,
thing.
if you already are doing it to begin with. But yeah, these are pretty rad. I must have missed out on the episodes when these were brought up before, but the artwork, like I don't know, I guess they call it artwork. Just the detailing on I think it's the Adepta Sororitas Battle Sister,
Yeah,
I'm
the
assuming.
skinnier one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just putting them in a box here. But yeah, it's insane. Like that like the detail in that is pretty awesome.
Right? Like
So
they're really bad at the weapons and like the armor and stuff's really, really cool. I feel like every time I look at these, I instantly think Gears of War.
yeah,
Just the
100%.
big, bulky like armor, and then they've got like a chainsaw. And it's like
Right, right.
that feels like Cliffy B used to be a 40K player and just ripped that off.
I mean, don't tell him I said this, but these kind of look better than most Gears of War
Oof,
characters. So I'm just gonna
oof.
put it out there.
Well, I mean, in their defense, you can't see their faces, so you can't tell if they're as ugly as Marcus Phoenix. So,
Very fair, very fair.
um,
But yeah, these are pretty cool, man.
yeah, I dig them. But sticking with more McFarlane news, we
Absolutely.
got a slew of new pictures from the Spawn Kickstarter, including some of the accessories, all courtesy of Shartimus Prime. This figure is also somehow a finalist now for the 2021 Toy of the Year Awards. And I just, we talked about this a few weeks ago, or I think it was me and Nate maybe. Like, this figure isn't even going to probably be in people's hands by the time this would be awarded to it. So, like, to even be nominated just seems absurd to me.
Right. I mean, I get you on that. Last time I seen this, the last update I was on the show, we were just in like we had like the very white, and we saw they had
I think, yeah,
hinges
we were
added on
talking
the
about
cape.
the hinges on the cape, and we were like, ooh,
Yeah,
that's going to look rough.
this painted it looks pretty badass.
Oh, yeah, they made us eat
Holy
all sorts of
crap.
crow.
Like, holy crap. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. Even the weird hinge in the cape doesn't look that bad. I guess depending on how you would pose it, but
Hmm.
it's pretty sweet. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
awesome.
really well hidden in that cape, and like just the detail in the figure and like the alternate like unmasked head, like it's insane. Like if you were someone who backed this, regardless of the disappointment that he doesn't have the ab crunch and it's gonna be kind of at a weird angle that you have to kind of
Yeah.
fidget around, this is still a pretty badass figure to end up with, especially if you ended up doing like the Big Daddy package where you got like 3 figures and like 3 million accessories. Like I
You
I
lucked
wouldn't
out.
complain too much.
Yeah, yeah. Now that you mention the ab crunch, though, it does kind of look a little weird because the pose, he's kind of like almost a
He's got that
Michael
like
Jackson
that leaned
esque.
back like
Yeah,
what's
like
up?
he's ripping off the jacket or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Oh my god, I get it now. Todd is just a huge fan of Jeff Goldblum. He
God,
was watching Jurassic Park and he's just like, you know what?
I like that sexy
That's how
pose.
Spawn should stand at all times.
No, I mean this is really awesome, and you put it like perfect. It is kind of a little eat crow because initially I thought, man, this looks kind of rough. Where like, is this even going to ever exist? And now that it's kind of like in this, we'll say final form because this is obviously pre-production, right? So like,
Final Four.
we'll see what happens. But man, it looks really cool, really cool. And I'm not even a huge Spawn guy, and I'm like, I have envy over this toy.
Either am
And
I. I will say I am a huge accessories guy, and those accessories they tickle me just right.
you can be checking the eBay's for just the accessories, see if someone's out there.
No, no, because I have a feeling, given how much time went into this and
Mhm.
like how many backers it had, I imagine if someone tries to part this thing out, it's gonna be like 3 times as much
Oh, that's
as
the
the figure was if you would have just backed it the first time around. So
yeah.
yeah, trying to get these accessories separate, like you'd either have to be pretty well off, or you're gonna have to
You would have
be out on the corner doing some favors trying to get that Spawn
wouldn't be the
money.
first time. No, just as clarification, just like for my interest as well, and like maybe like the viewers, do you know like if this is done? Like if you haven't backed it, this is it. Like, or are they gonna do like a second run or anything like that? For
This is
that
as
was
of right
it.
now, the way it's supposed to work is this is it. Now, there's no saying that Todd didn't order extra that he
Hmm.
may or may not sell at a
Like a ton.
higher price
Oh, okay.
himself, but it was made to order. If you backed it, you got it. If you didn't, you didn't. This
That's
wasn't going to
fair.
be something that gets like even like an inkling of like an online like limited
Right.
release or anything like that. Especially because with Kickstarter, I don't know. It really depends on the like thing you're kickstarting as to when they take the money. So whenever they go into production, usually, or at least
Yeah.
claim they're going into production, is when they charge everybody. So I would assume Todd charged everyone relatively early in this before he actually started revealing the actual
Like extra.
prototypes and everything.
Right. Right. I
Uh,
mean, it's smart. Just a
so it
bummer
was,
for people who didn't believe from the beginning, but that's
yeah.
okay.
But hey, I mean, granted, in 2020, well, leading into 2021, with the way eBay market is, I'd say you could probably find one on eBay and just, bite the bullet, but you're gonna have to trade your house for it with the way things are going. Like it's insane between PS5s and
Oh
Mezco
no.
figures. Oh, the Mezco groups have been on fire lately because of some accessory packs that they put out
Uh-huh.
that shipped actually pretty quickly, and for whatever reason they went like boom, like
Oh god.
$35 accessory pack worth $200.
What?
Yeah,
That's insane.
and people are
I
pissed.
imagine so.
So yeah, the eBay market is just
This is not the year to be a
insane.
nerd, man. This is
Yeah,
not.
2020, man, it's here to ruin everybody's life, no matter what flavor of
What
life you
person
you
you are,
live.
right? It's very true.
So moving on from McFarlane, we do have some news from Storm Collectibles. So they announced the Mortal Kombat Unmasked Sub-Zero. He includes interchangeable heads, hands, an ice shower effect, ice clone with blood effect, a blood puddle effect, and some severed limbs with bones that you can just throw over the place. No pre-orders
Nice.
yet, however, he's expected to release in Q1 of 2021. So we talk about these figures a lot on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I reviewed one. They're really high quality. I had some issues with the accessories and how they worked, with the figure itself. But overall, like, I still stand by what we say every time. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan and you have the budget, these are the figures you need to be getting. Like,
Flat out. Yeah.
they find a way to milk the same character, not just by giving you different costumes like Mcfarlane does, but also giving you like necessary accessories that
Yeah.
can work with all of your iterations and other characters as well. Like, who doesn't want a bag of severed limbs that they can throw on the floor of their display?
Absolutely. The ice clone though.
Right?
That's pretty sweet.
Like the fact that you can actually put a figure in it, or you can have it split in half with the blood
With the
effect that
blood.
has like intestines and stuff, like with him ripping it in half. Like,
Yes.
it's just so cool. And,
I'm gonna get
oh,
me one
man.
of these Storm collectible figures maybe one day. One day.
When they make Miles Morales, you'll buy it, right?
I'm just trying to think of like what Mortal Kombat character do I like really, really love that I would, want to do this. And I was just gonna take some time for me to really think of that. I
I'm gonna
think
be honest with you. I enjoy Mortal Kombat. I'm terrible at it, but I don't
oh
think I
yeah.
could pick a favorite character just because I'm not into it enough to where I'm
Right.
like, yeah, this is the guy. Like, I
And
guess
that's
if I
probably
had to
why it would
just
be hard,
choose
yeah.
one, I'd probably say Sub-Zero just because I'm like, ooh, ice powers, zap zap. Like,
Fair. It's fair. With Scorpion Fire. I mean, this isn't what the show's about, but yeah. Maybe Liu Kang.
fight.
Raiden. I feel like Raiden, yeah. No, but yeah, I just really kind of want something from Storm Collectible. And I feel like it has to be the Mortal Kombat line. Like, so I just have to
You
find
would
something.
think that, but spoilers for later.
Oh,
There may be other things you could get that aren't.
well, I'm not gonna scroll. I'm not gonna scroll. All right. I'm gonna save my surprise. All
Oh
right.
no, it's not a news thing. It's a
Oh,
weekly
okay.
purchase thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
yeah. So you can
Okay.
scroll all you want. You ain't gonna spoil that.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
So kind of coming back here a little bit. We were just talking about the shit show that was Mezco. They actually put up pre-orders this week for their 112 Collective DC Dr. Fate figure. He comes with
Damn.
interchangeable hands, an unmasked head, an empty version of the helmet, the Book of Thoth, 3 magical projections, and he lights up. He's $95, which is kind of a step back for Mezco lately because they've been getting kind of pricey. And he is listed to release in spring of 2021. But Mezco's kind of like Mafex, where you take that for a grain of salt because
I know.
shit comes out when it comes out.
You get it when you get it. I'll probably get killed for this, and I mean, it is what it is. But like, I like some Mezco figures. I'm like, damn, these look amazing, just because it's soft goods.
Mhm.
Anytime I think of a figure now, I hear you in the back of my head, like, and so I always think of it that way. But this, I cannot shake the feeling that it kind of looks like a Ken doll, especially if you did the head swap. It's just because he like, or maybe like the old school like GI Joe. You know what I mean? Like, I just get that kind of vibe from it. Not to say like in some of these photos and like it's posed in a cool way, especially the one with like the cape flowing.
Mm.
It looks badass. But then other times I look at it, I'm like, is this a doll? And it just, I mean, I'm not judging. I don't really care either
Trust
way.
me, trust
But
me. There's like the stages of Mezco when it comes to it. You see the prototype pictures, and
yeah,
you're like, it looks okay. Like you get excited, but you're like, looks a little off. Then you see it at a con on display, and you're like, okay, it looks a little better. Still not great. Then it starts to ship and you see in-hand pictures, you're like, oh, that looks like dog shit. Then you get it in hand, you're like, this is the best fucking Mezco figure ever. So trust me, we've got
it's
like a
hard though.
cycle that's like endless in the Mezco community,
Alright.
where you just like love the figure, hate the figure more, and then just it's the best figure they've ever
Right.
made. And it happens with a lot of the figures. Some people don't stick to the cycle. Some people do legitimately just say the figures look like shit, but still buy them. So,
I mean, I can contest to that. I've gotten some turtles that I'm just like, I
I
don't
mean,
like
yeah, you
them,
have
but
Playmates figures, don't you?
too many to count. And I'm talking late playmates, not
Yeah,
early
not even like
playmates.
the golden days. Like you've
No.
got the lazy like cash in.
I mean, give him my money. That's all. Let's not talk about that relationship, okay?
Most toxic relationship on the planet.
So, is this something that floats your fancy being like the DC guy and Mezco
I
guy, or are you not like so into?
I like Dr. Fate. He's essentially like DC's solution to Doctor Strange. Like he comes
Right,
in
right,
only when shit gets so bad that like he has to intervene.
right,
Um my only thing is with such a vast library of characters that still have yet to see the light of day from Mezco, um, is especially villains. Like that's the one thing the Mezco line is kind of lacking is villains. Like they have some sprinkled in there, but very rarely. Like you have like Joker, obviously,
yeah.
but then like you don't have Riddler. You don't. I mean, they're coming out with Mister Freeze at some point. They have shown him off.
Mhm.
Um, they are coming out with a more modern day version of Two Face, where he's a little more burnt and crispy instead of being like uh, what we're used to in the comics, where he just looks melty. Um, so they are slowly coming out with villains, but like Marvel especially has this problem where we have Magneto, Red Skull,
That's fair. Yeah,
but I mean it's very very slim pickings. So as cool as this figure is, I would have rather have seen
yeah.
I don't
Anything else
know,
from?
like just expand on things that we already have before you go out into the
Right.
vast to pull things out.
That's fair. Is there
Um,
no Catwoman?
there is a Catwoman.
Okay, I was
Um,
just saying like that seems like a perfect Mezco figure because of like the leather.
you would
Guess
think
they
it
couldn't.
was, but
Oh
man,
no.
they found a way to somehow fuck it
Oh
up.
no.
So the figure itself doesn't look bad.
Okay.
The issue is Mezco clearly is ran by a bunch of dudes who don't know how to build women's bodies. So like
Understandable.
she looks a little wonky unless you pose her just right.
Uh-huh.
But then came the QC issues. So like day one, all over the groups, like 90%
Oh
of the posts
god.
were, oh, her knee snapped off as soon as I took her out of the package. Oh, her elbow snapped. Like
I
it
mean,
just
not to
uh,
be weird, but what were they doing? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I will give them this because I
Okay.
was a victim of it at first because when I
All
picked
right.
mine up at the local shop that I was that I was going to at the time, um, I took her out and like these figures are you've seen the pictures I
Oh
take. They
yeah.
are super posable.
Mhm.
Literally put just a little bit pressure trying to bend her knee. Like I even grabbed it like at like the top and bottom of
Both
her
joint.
knee
Yeah.
just so that way it wasn't like gonna be like a snap. Snapped right off. And next thing you know, she had like a Jimmy leg just hanging there. Um,
Jesus.
After arguing with the shop owner, luckily he was nice enough to replace it.
Mhm.
Um, After he was like, "Oh well, these aren't meant to be taken out of the box." I'm like, "Listen up, you value
Wait.
collecting cunt! Like it says on the motherfucking box, pose, play, and some other word I can't remember."
These are only to be in the boxer.
Yeah,
That's
I
funny.
was like, you fucking
I struck a nerve
go
on
to your
that one.
mother's basement and look at all your boxes and leave me the fuck alone.
I struck a nerve. So to say the least, you're probably not jumping on this, Doctor.
I
But
I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably put her in Big Bad Toy Store just so that way I can decide at a later date.
that's
Because
fair.
I know it's gonna be one of those things where I'm just like, I don't really need it. I don't necessarily like absolutely want it, but I'll see it like in hand pictures
And you're like,
or
ooh,
something, and I'll be like,
yeah.
okay, I kind of want it. Um,
So
but we'll
give
see.
yourself that opportunity. That's fair.
I mean, with the way Mezco works, it's gonna be 2023 before I see it anyway, so it's not like it matters.
We'll say that as a good thing then.
So moving on to another company that always seems to anger us, Neca this week released some images of the Wave 4 for the Toony Terrors, which included Sam from Trick or Treat, Beetlejuice, Victor Crowley from Hatchet, and Reagan from The Exorcist. This wave has already sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, so
Damn.
good luck. However, these always hit Target and Walmart, and it's set to release here in the next month or two. So keep your eye out. I'm sure you can find most of them. If not, I'm sure Big Bad Toy Store will get more in stock at some point as well. That's not all they did show off. They also gave us a final package look at the Toony Classics Ace Ventura, which is still available through Big Bad Toy Store for $19.99 and is supposed to ship this month. I don't know what happened, but all these things, like, they were popular, but they exploded over the past couple months. Like, I don't know what happened.
Well, I guess let's start where I'll start where you're at, like where we first started, so with like the Toony Terrors, which that's what I'm assuming you're referring to, like this, like blowing up now. This is just a really good wave. I feel like, I mean, out of like, I mean, I guess it's probably because I know most of them.
This is the best wave. I actually know who these people are.
but seriously though, like, I mean, even not as a fan of like horror in that category, but I do like the Toon like look to these.
They look like Scooby-Doo villains. They look like you could legitimately go and buy the Scooby-Doo action figures 3 rows over and put these with these and actually have like an entire like story where it's like, oh nope, it's not a dude in a mask. It's actually like this thing trying to murder me. Like
this is 100% true, man. Like these are really awesome. I mean, the Reagan and Beetlejuice alone, that's just like, you know, instant. But then Sam trick or treat. Wait, how did you say it? Trick and treat.
Trick and treat.
That's a whole different holiday. These are just genuinely like awesome. So I can understand like why people are flocking to them. But yeah, I always see these as like peg warmers because it's surprising. I don't. Maybe it's just this wave, but
maybe I don't know because these like the same thing. I'd go to my Target and they'd be plentiful. It wasn't like something where you had to actively go and hunt for them. And I know there was like a big thing a month or so ago where people realized that they had a chase variant of the Nun in the last wave where she had glow in the dark skin. And the only reason it was found out is a shopkeeper turned his lights off to close the store and noticed that one of the action figures on the shelf was glowing and like kind of caught him off guard. So like everyone was like, "Oh my god, there's a cheese variant." And Randy's like, "Yeah, guys, you just never fucking paid attention."
That's pretty cool. I love that.
Yeah, and then ever since it seems like everyone like is constantly asking on Twitter about them, and then these ones sold out. Like, I just based on the shelves at Target assumed they weren't that hot of a commodity. I figured they were sold enough that kept the line alive. But hey, good for them.
That is good. I mean, imagine wanting a toy and being able to find it in a store.
Oh,
that's gotta be awesome, right? So I
envy those collectors right there. That's a line that we need to get on. Maybe we could get a little bit of joy anytime we go to the store.
Now, although in this, I guess, same line, what did you call these?
This one is the Toony Classics line.
Yeah, which I'm assuming the Ace Ventura falls underneath that because he's 100%.
Yeah, that's what these are. The Toony Terrors, and then he's part of the Toony Classics.
I don't know why I can't keep that track in my head, but
so it's okay. I said trick and treat, so I mean,
I just know what you're thinking about. So I did the Back to the Future. I jumped on that, of course, and this one right here, yes, 100%. I kind of want to order it on Big Bad Toy Store, but it's gonna be a Target, so I kind of prefer. But I mean, why even risk the chance? So I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like after we just talked about how nice it'd be to find things in the store, that maybe you need that joy in your life.
I agree.
Just walk around the corner from the movies and
from Bad Toy Store if I can't find it. But yeah, I'm 100% on this. Like Ace Ventura was like one of those movies that are like, oh yeah, I love it. Of course, you're Jim Carrey in the 90s. How could you not like love him?
Yeah.
But I just actually genuinely enjoy these like Toon, I guess that's what they're called. I just like the way the sculpts and everything looks. It's just so cool.
Well, the Back to the Future ones I think are supposed to be based off the actual Back to the Future cartoon, aren't they?
That is very true, actually. So
I know there was an Ace Ventura. I don't think they're the same line. I mean, obviously they work together.
That's true because this doesn't have like the the cartoon like animated like draw
Yeah.
lines on it as that's actually really true.
I think this
Huh.
is literally just a variation of the Toony Terrors. Like they're expanding
Makes
out into
sense.
80s movies that aren't necessarily horror movies.
So I mean, I'm asking you questions as if you're Randy. Is there more of these then? Have I like missed?
Well, if I'm answering Randy, fuck you. Um,
Fair. That's fair. I'm
to
sorry,
answer your
Randy. Why did
question,
I even reach out? I'm sorry. I should have known better.
to actually answer your question, I don't think so. I think this is the first one. I mean, I could be
Okay.
wrong.
Well,
If
then that's even
if
worse
I'm
thing.
wrong, please comment below and let us know.
Yes. Some
Um,
fanning. Fair.
but
Interacting. I like to know that.
realistically, I haven't seen any that weren't a part of the horror line up till they did the actual cartoon Back to the Future
Right.
stuff. So I have to
But that
assume
was
he's the
separate
first.
and stuff. Yeah. Well, I'm excited either way. I guess to put it that way. I'd
Yeah,
like to
I'd
see
love to
more
see
of
the other
these.
movies they do.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, could you imagine if a mask? Oh my god.
Dude,
Okay.
just give there. Who needs a bunch of like 80s and 90s movies? Let's just get a line of Jim Carrey action figures.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just do Jim Carrey.
Just give me
I'd
all
take
of his
Dumb and
different
Dumber. Oh my
characters. Yeah.
god. That's true. That is really true. Even get like my god, Fire Marshal Bill. Okay. Yeah, I'm in for this line, whatever it ends up being, just because it looks fun. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it looks
Might as well
cool.
give
And
NECA money because they ain't making any turtles at least the rest of this year, right? So, well, I
that's
mean,
not
kind
true.
of technically,
At the end
yeah,
of the
that's
month,
true.
I'm supposed to be
That's
getting
true.
my Toka and Raza that you
That is
didn't
true.
want.
Well, apparently, I know this isn't share your toy moment, but maybe one day I'll get my shredder that I paid for 5 months ago.
As I've told you multiple times about this shredder,
No,
the pre-order to made stuff did not have was not in stock. It wasn't going to come to you in a
it's
month.
fair. That's fair.
Um, so the fact that you
They
passed it
ran
up
they
when they
ran out of
fucked up the
material.
shipping.
They ran out of material. I
Well, no, it's
understand.
probably in the backlog because you have to remember they had to do Toka and Razar, they had to
Yeah,
do
that's
the
fair.
diorama, plus they
Oh
had the
god,
other
that's
figures
true.
that were coming out. So that the made to order stuff probably isn't going to come until I'd say first or second quarter 2021.
No, I was told December. So
By who?
the a NECA support. Like on
Oh,
their yeah,
I was
doing
gonna say
order.
because Randy sure as hell ain't fucking telling you.
I already asked
Randy's
Randy
like,
enough
that
questions.
sounds like
I'm
a
done.
question for the NECA store.
Oh man, this turned into like
Turtle
Turtles
Watch
2020.
2020. Cue the graphic.
Let's give me some good news because I can already see the next image, and I'm trying to get out of my depression. So,
Oh man. All right. So moving on to some Hasbro news. We got the Target exclusive Marvel Legends Retro X-Men Rogue and Gambit figures went up for pre-orders and pretty much immediately sold out.
of
Rogue
course,
before Gambit, of course, because she was a rare figure when she was in the main wave, so a lot of people wanted her that missed out, and a lot of people wanted her just because she had new sculpts. So with that, they also did put up pre-orders for the Transformers crossover line with an X-Men X-Jet that transforms into this weird Wolverine, Psylocke, Cyclops love child, and it
okay,
also comes with a tiny Wolverine and Sabretooth like minifigure, which is kind of cool.
okay.
And the X-Jet is still currently up for pre-order, and it's $64.99 and ships in March of 2021. However, Gambit and Rogue are set to release on the 29th of this month in November.
Hmm. So try your chances in the store, right?
Yeah, I
Good
feel like
luck.
that's good. That's going to be it. Let's be honest here. Knowing Target's history, you are going to find this figure on every shelf in Target before a single one of those pre-orders ships.
I hope so. I hope so.
Because that's Target's history right now is you can pre-order them in Walmart both. You can pre-order till you're blue in the face, but 9 times out of 10, not only will you find it in the store before your pre-order ships, but more than likely your pre-order will get delayed until it's canceled because they
Yeah,
don't give a shit.
you're not wrong because crap, what was that? Oh yeah, it was Slash and Leatherhead, the 2-pack. I
Hmm.
got lucky, pre-order one like when they went up, and then literally found them everywhere in Target, and then mine shipped after I got one for you, and I bought my own. Like it was like
Yeah.
okay, well thanks for bringing this to me after I found it everywhere. So that's true. I mean,
And
that
wasn't
makes me feel
even
good.
a pre-order. That was an in-stock
Yeah,
item.
that's true. That wasn't even pre-order.
Like
So
that's
yeah,
the
that's
worst
awesome.
part is you found it in store before an in-stock item got shipped.
That's very true.
But yeah, that's
That's
pretty
very
much like, especially with like the wrestling figures, like the groups are all sorts of like pissy because the new figures that were exclusive to Target have flooded stores and become peg warmers, and there's never shipped from the website.
That
I
sucks.
already don't pre-order from Target's website because they are like that annoying younger sibling who wants to borrow $20 from you every month for a week and then give it back and then come back and ask for that same $20. Like
It's like
it's
I gave it to you
take my
already.
money
What?
or fucking don't. Like you don't
Right.
need to just like knock on my door like, "Hey, you still got money? We ain't ready to take it yet, but do you still got it?"
Like, don't worry about it, okay?
Like I know there's people
Oh
out there who are
god.
going to be all uppity, be like, "Well, if you can't afford $25 to get taken from your account, then you shouldn't be collecting. You should be saving your money." Fuck you.
I'm more so
Uh,
referring to just don't keep playing with my account,
exactly. Like it's more the principle of the matter. Like I don't care if that $25 is needed or not. It's the principle of you either need to take it or you need to stay the fuck away from my account until you're ready to ship that bitch.
Right. That needs to be on the shirt. Stay away from my account until you're ready to ship that
Ship that bitch.
Oh god.
Oh man. I will say I'm super excited about the X-Jet.
Yeah, I
Like
figured I
I'm
would
not
be going.
$65 excited, but that thing's fucking sweet.
It's cool. It's really cool. I mean, I can't really tell. Well, I guess these tiny figures are tiny, so it's throwing
I'd
me
say
off
they're
on
about the
like
size of like your
size.
pinky nail would be my guess, right?
Okay.
The tip of your
So this
pinky.
is probably like just a normal like this is probably about the
Yeah, this is a
size of like
normal.
the actual figure.
Yeah, no, this is literally just like a normal transformer where like when it's transformed, it's like 6 inches tall or so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so like those minifigures are maybe like
Super, super.
a
I'm trying to
half
think of what I
inch,
would want to
quarter
use
inch.
those for, but yeah.
Well, I think the idea is that way if you have it in the X-Jet form, you can if you're not like a Transformers guy and you're just an X-Men guy, well now you've got Wolverine and Sabretooth to sit next to your X-Jet.
Yeah, I don't know how that would be canon though, but I'm just joking. But yeah, those I get it. I get it. I get it. My goal is to like kill you
Your
on this
goal is to
show.
literally kill me on the show. Oh man.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did just get a terrible idea that Hasbro needs to do, and I
what's
don't
up?
want them to do it because it would murder my wallet and my space. I need an in scale, like I can fit my Marvel Legends or in my case Mezco figures in it. A HasLab X-Jet.
I figured you were gonna go there, especially your giant ass Sentinel. You could
Right?
have it like pulling
Just
it up.
fucking tie that bitch to the ceiling and just let it float above everything while the Sentinels is like pew pew
Yeah, that
pew.
would be cool.
Oh man, they could literally have my soul. I would change my mind about having children so I could give them my firstborn. Like
Wait,
I
I
am.
was like, wait, you were planning on having children? I got confused by that statement, but yeah, I mean, something like that would easily be like
Oh,
3, 4, 5, and that. But they wouldn't go that high.
they would
I,
go. It would have to be at least 5 because you have to
okay.
remember the Mandalorian's Razor Crest is for 3 3/4 figures, and that one's
Oh,
three
that's true.
fifty.
Damn.
And the X-Jet is going to be probably twice that size and need to be able to fit multiple 6 inch figures. Like
Yeah,
we're
they
talking
would never do that.
this
They
thing
would,
would be
you'd
the
have to
size
get
of the
a lease.
barge.
You'd have to lease the damn thing.
Hey man, I don't have good credit, but I'll lease it.
Oh god.
We need one of those advertisements. The like bad credit doesn't matter. Get cash now.
No, I thought it was what's the company that does the loan based off of like your credit history and your education? I don't know. It's on all the podcasts. We're
Oh,
not gonna. It doesn't matter. Even if I know the
yeah,
name, they haven't paid us. So
yeah,
why
they
should we give
paid
them that
us,
free advertisement?
but they can. If they want to buy me an 112 scale X-Jet, I will pimp them out every week.
Clarify a theoretical.
Oh no, it can't be. It has to be real. Like I want it to exist. I don't want it to be theoretical.
Oh, currently, it's theoretical.
Well, yeah,
That's what.
but hey, if they want to get one custom made for me, I don't care as
No,
long as I
even
have
better.
it. Yeah. It'd
Pay
be
you
one
per
of one, baby.
play or pay you in one item.
One item, but it's
You
the
be bad
best
on
item.
Shark Tank. That's all I'm
Oh,
saying.
I would. They'd be like, I can give you 5 million right now to invest, or you can sell the idea for me or to me for an
For
X
the,
Jet. And I'll be
you're
like,
like,
give me the X Jet.
deal. Deal. Oh my god.
Anyway, so sticking with Hasbro, we have one last little bit of Has news, and that is a look at some new Star Wars Black Series 6-inch figures. We have the Hunter, Crosshair. I don't know how to pronounce her first name, so Ventress. Um, I'm sick. Fuck you. I'm not gonna stumble through that.
I just saw the names. I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be good.
Moff Gideon, Grief Karga, and Quill, uh, along with the vintage series Zutton figure. didn't see any dates or pre-orders just yet for these guys, but knowing Hasbro, the fact that they're showing them off at this level, probably going to be out within the next month or two. I'd expect them before Christmas, honestly.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of all these, I'm most interested in Moff Gideon just because of that black saber.
Yeah, and you got to buy two. One so you can do like a head swap for, your Pollo Loco Breaking Bad figure that you've been, holding out for these long years. But yeah, the dark saber is legit. It's legit. Um,
Oh
but
man.
but yeah, that would probably be the one out of the line. And I mean, since if you watched the episode last week, I have my Beskar Mandalorian and little cute child. So I kind of have to have at least one other figure, to
Exactly. And
go
what
with
better
this.
figure than the big bad from
Yeah,
the first
from
season?
well, if you were watching the current season, I feel like you would know that it's leading to this guy again. But
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
I know
I
I'm
figured
just
that'd be it
no
because it's not like
spoilers.
he fucking murdered him in the first season.
That's true. And he really wasn't the
Um,
big bad. He just kind of showed up at the end. You're like, oh
I mean, he
shit,
was kind of the big bad because, like, at the end of the day, I mean,
he
spoiler alert: if
orchestrated.
you're a year or two behind on your Mandalorian, like he was the one behind, like, bring me this motherfucking child,
True,
like, so
true,
that
very
kind of
true.
makes him like the big bad.
Yeah, but
Um,
yeah, I don't know any. And oh crap, um, the dog-looking guy. That's
Quill,
yes, that might be.
dog-looking guy.
I don't have the
He's
names
like,
up anymore.
give me McGruff the crime hound.
I was gonna say McGruff actually. I scrolled past the name, so I'm like, I didn't want to scroll back up. So dog looking guy. But he was probably like one of my favorite characters, even though I don't remember his name in the first season. So that wouldn't be a terrible
Oh
terrible
man, I
pickup to
have
go with
spoken.
Commando. Yes, yes, exactly. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
so I like that. I like that line. We'll see. Maybe those will pop up and I'll just stop by and. You told me I had to carry this show. You
The
wouldn't going to be
dog
able to
guy.
talk. So I had to bring out all the stops today, man. You told me he doesn't look like a dog.
I'm not gonna lie, he does look like McGruff the crime hound, but I just wasn't prepared for that.
He's got a lot older. No longer fighting crime anymore.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, that was and his scene. It was a really good moment in season one with that character. So maybe like pay a little homage to him and have him on my table.
There you
Yeah,
go. Or you could just, anytime you get an argument with the wife, pick him up, be like, I have spoken.
I've
Walk
spoken.
away.
But they have to make that weird little animal thing creature that he was riding on too.
Oh yeah, we have the weird
Yeah,
it's like space like
I don't
buffalo
even know.
thing.
I don't even know. Yeah, it's like buffalo meets lizard, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
weird, but
something.
good stuff. Good stuff. If you're not watching
Oh man.
Mandalorian,
So yeah,
you can.
that's Star Wars.
Yes.
Thank God we're to the final piece of news. I don't know if I'm going to survive much longer. Metacom with Mafex teased a new line of figures for the boys with an image of a 6-inch Homelander. Well, at least his shoulder.
Hmm.
And oh man, I went from 6 to midnight real quick when I saw this.
Interesting. Very very interesting. Wait. I'm confused because didn't we get Neca making?
NECA did announce earlier in the year. Well,
Yeah. Also, they
I
just
don't know.
pimping
It's
out.
COVID time, so I guess it was
It
a
was,
few months ago, but it feels like it was the beginning of the year.
yeah.
Um, but essentially, that they're obviously doing their first line's going to be Homelander, and I believe Starlight was
Yeah.
the two
Sorry.
figures in the lineup. They haven't announced anything besides Homelander for this series with Mafex. But that's kind of their shtick is they like choose a line and then they one by one versus being like, here's a line of 6 that we're gonna
Oh,
do
wait.
kind of
Right.
thing.
Ooh, that's actually really interesting because I mean, I would like to see the comparison between the two. I know NECA is probably going to be shooting for that mid to low price range, and
Mm-hmm.
Mafex is like definitely
20,
like
30
higher.
bucks, yeah.
Yeah, versus like
The
the
$100.
yeah the $100 like figure. So it definitely be cool to see like the differences between the two. But knowing this kind of makes me wish it was, even though I probably wouldn't like buy it because we talked about this earlier, the Ken doll, but Homelander would be a perfect like figure for Mezco
He
because of his
would.
suit. Like I think that would be interesting. But
It would be really
either
easy to
way, it's kind of
do
cool.
because they did the Henry Cavill Superman, which if you
Yeah,
want a
that's what I was
Ken
thinking.
doll, that is your Ken doll. Like he has the most dead face on the face of the planet.
God.
Um, but and his suit is kind of like the same texture as
Yeah,
Homelander's,
that's
so
what I
like that'd
imagined.
be real easy to like repurpose.
Right.
Uh, so here's where I'm conflicted. The idea of Mafex, absolutely fantastic. Dude. Amazing figures. They can pose like no other. They come with insane amount of accessories,
Hmm.
and that makes me want to be like yes. But the one thing Mafex has been pretty much consistently iffy and bad at is realistic faces. So if you
That's a
get
good
like a
call.
movie
Yeah.
figure and it's from Mafex, usually the like unmasked version of the character, it's real rough.
Hmm.
So I'd have to see how Homelander's face looks first because let's be honest, even at the $30 price point, NECA's gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah, that's one
He's
like
gonna look
definitely strong suit.
incredible. Like visually, I think the only thing that Mafex will have over the NECA one, and not even articulation wise, because realistically, Homelander ain't out there doing gymnastics. He
Yeah.
stands there, laser eyes some people, and then pieces out. Um, I think it's gonna be accessories. I think that Mafex is gonna come with a insane amount of accessories, and NECA's just gonna be kind of him with maybe some extra hands or maybe a swappable head where he's got the angry eyes.
Yeah, or
So
laser eyes. Well, I guess that's what you mean, angry.
yeah.
Yeah, I digress. Who do you think's gonna have the milk? Who's gonna have the milk as the accessories?
Oh, Mafex 100% will have the milk as
Yeah.
an accessory. Mafex will probably give you a head where he's going like with his tongue,
God,
like just.
like, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the. I can't wait to watch this episode again on screenshot the shit out of that. Oh God, this has been
uh,
one quite episode, but yeah, that's true. Mafex is going to go like above and beyond for sure.
yeah, if out of the two, like I wouldn't doubt that
I had to
they'd
look this
both come
stupid.
with like a glass of milk, but I think Mafex will go the extra step and give you an extra head where he's doing the little weird little like lickety
Yeah.
lick to it, like he's like a little kitty cat.
Right. I mean that's fair. I'm interested either way. I mean, I was like you when we first mentioned when we first found out about the NECA news, it's kind of like okay, yeah, why not? But
Yeah.
now like I'm like I really can't wait to see both of them and see the differences and stuff. I'll probably still do the NECA just because I'm cheap and poor.
I mean, don't be wrong. Like price point wise is going to be a huge deciding factor, but
Oh
I
yeah,
honestly think that the head sculpts, I think NECA's going to knock it out of the park, and Mafex is going to be a little subpar, and that's going to be what sways me more to NECA.
yeah. Well, I'm hoping that because $30 versus
I'm just hoping that I'm wrong and they don't come with the weird licking face because if they do,
I hope
I'm going to have to buy it then because I'm going to have him on my shelf just going.
Oh God, you better not edit out that face. I'm telling you, I'm watching this all the way to the end.
I'm just gonna put his picture of him over every time I do it. Just
Oh god, dude! If you want views, that's it right there.
That's it.
Screenshot it. That's the thumbnail of this
That's
video, by the way. Just throw away what you have. That's the thumbnail of this video. No one's gonna understand it. Oh my god.
Yes, they're gonna be like, why is that weird white man just like sticking his tongue out aggressively at a microphone?
It's gonna get you in that algorithm for sure.
It's gonna get me in a algorithm. I don't know if that algorithm's gonna be on YouTube though.
Oh man.
Oh, well, thank God the news is over.
Oh man.
Jamar's tried to kill me. I made him laugh. So let's
Cry.
move on to weekly purchases.
Well, I'm assuming since last week you know, the holiday kind of screwed you up a little bit, so you didn't have much. So I can go first because I don't have like a ton.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
don't
just
have
have
like a huge amount, but I have more than I did last week.
it's fair. Well, I have less than I have last week. Wait, no, do I? Yeah, do I? Yeah, I don't know. So I finally got something as you know, I've been on this quest to finally become, you know, Zordon and assemble all the Power Rangers. So
It took me a minute.
I got in the mail, actually to a surprise, to be honest with you. I pre-ordered this on Amazon and initially the date was like January 2021. And you know, I was like, cool, whatever. And then just instantly, like one day, it was actually PlayStation pre-order, you know, all that stuff was happening. And I went to check my order and all of a sudden this updated to like November. And I was like, well, cool, that's odd. And then it just showed up like really soon. So it just actually came in the mail the other day and it's my Green Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be the Yellow Ranger.
yeah, no, you know what? So I didn't order that one and I'm probably never going to find it. So I'm just going to probably either have to hit up eBay or some random
Wait,
online
I
source.
thought I sent you a link to pre-order that.
Yeah, but it was like it was what was it 24 or 25 and I was like, dude, these are normally like 19, 20. And so I thought, well, I'm going to find it and this was actually earlier on too. So I was like, oh, I'm going to find it at CVS. I'm going to find it at Walgreens. It's no big deal. And I just can't keep going there. I can't. They're starting to think that I'm like 70 years old and I'm going to pick up my medication. So I'm just going to order it somewhere.
Joke's on
Probably
you. Amazon's gonna run them out of business too, so you ain't gonna be
that's
able
true.
to.
That is true. That's true. So I mean, that's what I have. I'm really excited because now that literally the Yellow Ranger is all I need to kind of complete this line, and then I can go on to getting that pumpkin head dude, whatever the hell it was. So
Oh yeah, the pumpkin wrapper, man.
yeah, but yeah, that's really all I have. It was a slow week for me, but
Hey, well,
a toy's a toy.
it threw me off because I thought you would be like, oh yeah, you finally got the Yellow Ranger. Nope, you got the Green Ranger.
No, that's good. Which, mind you, when I first started collecting these lines, I told my wife like, I just really want the Rangers themselves, just the just the basics. I'm not gonna get the White Ranger. I'm not gonna get the Green Ranger. I'm not gonna do all these other things. And then as I started going, I'm like, how can I not have the White Ranger and not have the Green? Like, come on.
Well,
So
that turned into how can I not have Alpha and Zordon?
yeah, well, I mean, those are the first purchase. But yeah, that was it. So what you got here? What you got?
All right, so we'll start. So earlier in the show, I mentioned that Storm
Oh,
Collectibles, it doesn't have to be Mortal Kombat. So these have gone in and out of stock for months, and I've never been able to successfully get them. I've only got one here with me because the other one's getting ready to be reviewed. They have these Golden Axe skeleton soldiers.
oh, that's what that's from Golden Axe.
Yeah, it's from Golden Axe. So right now, as you can see, I have him like texting on a little phone,
Oh God.
which is better than some of the pictures I sent you.
Yes. That would get you in an algorithm you don't want to be in.
That's what Nate said too. So yeah, there was a guy in the group who was looking for them, and I commented, I'm like, dude, me too. I want these, and they sell out every time they come in. And I was up at like 2 a.m, and he commented back saying they're up on Bluefin, go get them. And I ordered, and it showed up 3 days later, and I'm like,
Wow,
fuck yeah.
exciting. That's a
So,
good little story there. Like quick order, boom, and they're there. That's cool.
right? It's so much different than Big Bad Toy Store.
2 months later.
Also mentioned earlier in the show was the shit show with Mezco where they released accessory bundles that are now worth insane amount of money.
Oh yeah.
And I may or may not have both accessory bundles. So the first one was the Baker's Dozen, which is just a
That's
bunch
cool.
of different like weapons, both like actual like guns and then like an axe and machete and stuff. And the
That's
second
cool.
one, I haven't opened it yet, is the Doctor Nocturnal
Oh, hey, yeah.
Phantom Knights kit, and it actually comes with an alternative head and some like vampire hunter gear, which completely changes the feel of the figure. Like you go from him being like this campy like 40s horror comic book character to now he's like a vampire hunter. Like so I was like, well, I have to have that, but
Yeah.
I did not expect them to go from $35 to $200. I'm like, Jesus.
So like, oh, I'm just gonna keep this in the box.
um, so yeah, that's it. I do have a few other things that are once again in the mail, so you have to wait till next week to see them. Super excited about one of them if it actually shows up, so we'll see.
Gotta
But
come back. Gotta come back for
gotta
next
come
next week.
back for next week's weekly
Absolutely.
purchase. Like you can skip the other 40 minutes, just watch weekly purchase. That's all you need.
You can't miss out on gold like we had this episode. You can't miss out on that.
Um, yeah. So before I wrap up the show, I'm gonna lazily remind you about the giveaway. So once we hit 350 subscribers, we're gonna give away some shit. There's a NECA metalhead figure. There's the merch bundle. If you don't know by now, there's stuff in the merch bundle. Look at the picture. All you have to do, subscribe to the show. Go to or not Facebook. We don't have Facebook. Go to Instagram or Twitter. Share the post. Has to be on your Instagram, not on your story. Can't do that dumb fleet shit either. Because I don't know how that works. Because I'm old. But yeah, share it with the hashtag Toyfare100. We hit 350 subscribers. We'll randomly choose 2 winners, and yeah, go do that. I'm tired. I'm losing my voice. But that's gonna be it for this week's Modern Toy Fair news. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Jamar, what can our wonderful viewers find from you?
Well, as I said last week, the best thing to do is just follow me at Jamar_games, which I'll probably start tweeting out some things more here soon. But yeah,
Like retweeting the show?
yeah, like retweeting the show with some fun comments attached to it and refleeting the show. I don't know. I literally don't know what that is either. But yeah, in all seriousness, why are you a gamer? I've been dragging my feet, of course, to get this started. So it'd be very, very soon to get this going. But again, listen to the old episodes. If you listen to all of those, then just keep watching the show because I'll eventually announce, hey, this is what I'm doing. So stay tuned. It'll be
Oh
back
man,
for
this is just like when Nate's on the show. He's just like, well, we might eventually come back, figuratively speaking.
It's coming. It's coming. It's just first few days of work, kind of hard to get back in the swing of that. So it's a lot, yeah. But yeah, it'll be it.
All right, awesome. You can also catch my wonderful voice over at the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast where me and Jason and Kevin, yeah, that's the third guy, Kevin, we kind of changed the format. We're talking about the Wednesday Night Wars between NXT and AEW every week now and kind of going over show by show which one we felt had the better show for you to watch. So make sure to give that a listen if you're a wrestling fan. And if you'd like to support the channel, please click the little link below for tpublic.com. You can basically go in there, and I have shirts of our logo. I have shirts with different designs I've made up, such as this Mortal Kombat Dragon Ball Z design. You can get them in masks, you can get them in notebooks, pillows, all sorts of stuff. So go check that out. I greatly appreciate you. As always, please like and subscribe, and of course, interact with us. Comment below. Hell, tell Jamar that he's a prima donna for all the things he puts me through on the show. I don't care. Comment below. Get that algorithm going. We've got a good head of steam going here. We're getting about 200 views per episode, which is a nice change of pace, and I appreciate all you. Even if it is just you forgot to turn off YouTube before it made it to the next video. Or if you're
Thanks,
just Jamar's mom, yeah,
Thanks, Mom.
refreshing the page every hour to make sure he can keep his job. If you enjoy our faces, make sure to hit the little bell, get notified when videos go up. You have Modern Toy Fair news on Fridays, Modern Toy Reviews on Mondays. If you don't enjoy staring at our beautiful faces, and you just want to hear our beautiful voices, we have an audio-only version of Modern Toy Fair News available on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, some other podcast apps, Spotify. So check that out, and hopefully we'll see you this next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.